Alhamdulillah, I think in some aspects of my life, anecdotally, as you mentioned, I feel like I've come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, He's in control. And, when I feel that I'm going to be challenged with earning a living during a COVID experience, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala somehow, finds a way to give me a rizq. But on the other hand, I've faced some challenges personally in maintaining my spirituality. Like I enjoyed the whole idea of praying Taraweeh at home. That was quite, that was a blessing. It was spiritual. My family was together, but at the same time, my religiosity is probably um, linked to community service, and I wasn't able to go out there on the front lines and help and organize and support as much as I'm used to. And I was recently reading an article in the Atlantic about how COVID has basically demolished many friendship circles. And for me, that's one of them. Like my friends have become a lot fewer. Like I've got, deeper connections with fewer people. But that broad spectrum of Muslims that you see at the mosque or community activities has kind of disintegrated, and it's affected my spirituality. So, do you mind just talking more to the research that you did, and is this just was it a momentary spike in people's spirituality, or are there going to be residual effects on people's faith?
I think it's really, really important. And as most researchers will tell you, this is room for more research to really figure out. What we did along with along with Yaqeen is really look at three stages. The first study actually came out right at the beginning, within the first week of COVID, so March of 2020. And then there was a second pulse checking, right, where we kind of check the pulse again right around pre-Ramadan, because there was always this fear of like there'll be the very first Ramadan, as you mentioned, a different Ramadan than the ones we've ever had before. And then again, a third pulse check in post Ramadan to see, well, what happened? What was it really like? And then there was a fourth one actually right around the summer, when there was, here in the US, there was a lot of tension of, racial injustice and just all kinds of historically societal issues that have really came to a head over the summer. So we kind of pulse checked all throughout to see what was happening, and absolutely would want to continue checking that. So what I'm presenting to you is really data from, about 9,000 Muslims globally
MashaAllah.
throughout these different stages. And what we're finding is that even though, there's more mental health concerns than before. Yes, there's more difficulty than before. Somehow, psychologically and spiritually, there is still this, again, compared to other faith groups, right, and compared to other groups of people, there's more kind of this connection with the divine. And I can't help but imagine that this is something that is very indigenous to the Muslim faith. There is something about the resiliency building and the understanding that this life, this dunya that we're in, is Darul Bala, the world, the abode of tribulation, right? And that what's coming after this will be better. And so the kind of patience that we live through, that sabrun jameel, that beautiful patience that we live through, even when it's difficult, even when things seem like they're crumbling, even like you mentioned, job concerns and monetary financial concerns, all of these things, kind of understanding that if Allah sent us something difficult, He will send with it its ease, right? Inna ma'al usri yusra, right? That kind of concept. So yes, I don't want to oversimplify a very, very complex issue, but there's something very beautiful about the kind of resiliency that Islam gives us.